Hi everybody, it's David Fleming here from the Toronto Realty blog, and welcome to this week's Pick 5. Now, what is new and different this week? Well, there was snow on the ground this morning. I wore a scarf, and my daughter's turning 4 on Friday. I also did one of those photo shoots. Men, I'm speaking directly to you. You know when you do those photo shoots and you wear something that your wife picked for you and all your buddies make fun of you? I got out ahead of that by picking something for myself that I would never wear in a million years, which was a sweater over a dress shirt. Can we get a picture of that? Can we get a... Yeah, how about a couple of them? Yeah, I did that on purpose because I wanted it to look like I was that hokey family man, you know, the guy, and they're like, hey everyone, let's go into the leaves and take some family pictures. I wanted to be that guy so bad, and you know what? Jenna was very happy. Let me throw up another picture just because I'm blessed. And in case I haven't said it enough, I'm absolutely blessed. And old too, because I didn't used to have kids. I was young. Can we see what that would look like? Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so that is what's new and different. That is what's on my mind. And I always like to start with the folksy intro, as somebody once said on my blog, and it's stuck in my craw. So, guys, this week, I want to talk about the condo market. The condo market is not doing exceptionally well. I think we all know that. You know, hey, we had a good run, right? And I kind of feel bad. Not kind of, I really feel bad. Because I had 3 people buy condos, Jan, Feb, March. And at the time, I mean, why wouldn't you, right? If we could think back, and my God, that seems like a long time ago, but literally in February, you're getting 20 offers on condos. And so I had people that said, yeah, I'm buying an investment property, I'm going to rent it out, I'm going to keep it for 20 years. And so, yeah, they paid $500 grand and it's worth $460 now. And that sucks. It really does. It really, really does. But again, your plan was 10 years, right? So anyway, so having said that, we can admit that yes, the condo market has gone down. And I've been doing this for 16 years and real estate has pretty much done nothing but go up. But for now, it is down. And I do expect it will remain down for the rest of the year. And if it does make a comeback, it'll be slowly into next year. So there are price points right now that I've not seen in a long, long time. And a client that sold their house, they've got a place in Bradford or Brampton or Brantford or something that starts with a B, Boston. And they said, you know what, we're tired of the drive. We've got cash. We want to pick up a pied-à-terre. And we literally are tired of staying in hotels. And they said, can we find anything for like $475? Now in my mind, I think back to all those conversations with people when they throw out ridiculous numbers. Now I've been doing this long enough to say, I remember when someone was like, I really want to stick to like 225. You know, I could really go to like 230, you know, if I had to stretch. And it was like, oh, okay, well, you're way off because condos, you know, they're like 240. I've had those conversations with people. I remember people telling me they wanted to buy a freehold detached with a $500,000 budget. So long and short of it is, I have not sold a condo under $500,000 in, I looked this up, 3 years. It's been 3 years. But to the client that said, we're looking for something under $500,000, I thought maybe. And then I started to look. And you know what? Not maybe. Definitely. So with that said, let's take a look here. And these are the properties we're going to look at today. Okay, so I've tried to scatter them around the downtown core. This is a trapezoid, right? Trapezoid? Is that a trapezoid? My daughter would know. She's really into shapes. God, I talk about my kids a lot. So we're going to start here, guys, at 75 Dalhousie. So for those of you that don't know 75 Dalhousie, oh, that's better. It is not the 155 Dalhousie, which is the infamous former Sears building. Okay, that is up here. So that is the merchandise lofts. The merchandise lofts, beautiful hard loft building. If I feature it in Pick 5 before, I've told you that the knocks on it are, number 1, elevators. You walk in through the main lobby, you get an elevator, and it takes you up 2 floors to another lobby. And then you're at concierge. And then you walk down a long hallway to another elevator, and that takes you up to your unit. I don't really like that. It's also very amenity heavy, which you've got to like. Maintenance fees don't include a lot of stuff, and of course, a lot of the units don't have windows. They look into a courtyard, which is like a window, but not really. So no, this is not that one. This is south of Dundas, and it is north of Shooter. So the area, what do we think about this area? Well, Jarvis and Shooter, not the best spot. Again, we go down to, we're going to go all the way down here to Sorry. Where are we? Jarvis and Dundas. Yeah. So Jarvis and Dundas used to be sketchy, and you have 1, 2, 3 condo buildings here, another one here, another one here. So a lot of the riffraff has been cleared, but there is still a bit of a riffraff factor down here. I will say that for my client that sent me, they actually sent me a different one in this building. It's incredibly central, right? You're literally 1 block to the Eaton Center. You are how far from TTC, right? Up at Dundas. There is so much that's walkable for here. And this gosh darn condo is listed at $479,000. It's been on the market for 21 days. So what is this? 460? Would they take 460 for this today? 21 days in the market? I mean, geez, I would if I were them. Now, I will say about my own clients, some of them are having trouble, and some of the other folks out there. A lot of people are just refusing to budge. I have seen that before. I have that right now, unfortunately, with a few properties. And, you know, if you don't need to sell, you can hang on. I do not think that you will get a better price a week before Christmas than you would today. So if these guys were to sell for 460, my goodness, that is a good deal. So take a look at the floor plan here, which of course is all effed up. That's just a joke. Oops, we'll get rid of that. Let me know if you could block that contact info for the agents out. So you know what? We'll do a tour of it. Oh, there we go. Okay. So that's actually the floor plan as a photo. The attachment was all... So it's 558 square feet, right? And what we've got here is a bedroom that does not have a window. Other than that, there's nothing wrong with it. This kitchen is a peninsula, and it's got this bar stool feature here, okay? So you've got a real dining room. You've got bar stools here, big old living room, and you've got a Juliet balcony and another balcony. So I sold this model years ago to clients that bought in Birchcliff area. $479,000. You literally can't do worse. So let's do this. Where's the Casio? Let's say that you got this for $460 divided by 558. Okay, $824 a square foot. Yeah. Snea told me last week that it looked messy in here because I had 1 bottle of cleaner out. So that was $824 a square foot. So $824. You don't have locker, you don't have parking, and you don't have outdoor space. But you know what? Man, where are we going to do better? So take a look, right? We've got a work from home setup, obviously, so it's not staged, doesn't look quite as good. But I want you to get a sense of the layout. And again, very much not staged, very much. Okay, so yeah, crappy curtains, crappy everything. Crappy everything, like everything is crappy, even the countertop. But you've got real dining, you've got real living. 558, this ain't no micro condo. Yes, your bedroom has 2 sliding doors, but you've got a real kitchen over here. And, you know, you would redo this and you have the overhang for the bar stools, as mentioned. So, you know, all the major appliances are there, right? Really good space. I know you got the stucco ceiling, which you don't like, but you've got a clear view here. There's the bedroom. Clearly a single guy because he's showing off his collection of hats. At least he made his bed. I don't know why. Like, if the unit's going to look like you know what, you might as well make it look like stinking you know what. There you go. There's the photo again. Okay. So what else can we say about it? Nothing, really. I think it's a really good value. And again, when would you have expected to get a 558 square foot condo for 460? I know it's in the market for 479. This is what has happened to the condo market, right? Okay. Let's move on to 120 St. Patrick. Now this one's wild. You ready for this? Okay. Work with me here. 479,900 divided by 681. $705 a square foot. Wow. $479,900 on the market 9 days. Now, what were they originally? $499,900. Okay, so 7 days, they've already dropped the price. That tells me these guys probably need to sell. Possession, immediate. Okay, it's vacant, and they want December 1st. These guys need to sell. So 681 square feet. Now, 120 St. Patrick. Where is 120 St. Patrick? Well, it's in an area that I rarely ever sell in. I have sold condos at 120 St. Patrick and 80 St. Patrick and 53 McCall. Where's that? Over here. 16 years, right? This is a really interesting spot. There's a lot of older buildings along here, and there is incredible value. So this is both of those. Older building, older unit, and the value. So take a look just from the front, right? Does this look like an old building? Yes, it does. And in here, wow, that looks old. We have parquet floor, we have the stucco ceiling, we have an ugly track light, and we have windows that are, you know, up to most people's chest, right? New building, we're used to floor to ceiling windows, we're used to 9-foot ceilings, we have concrete, or we have at least not, you know, the stucco ceiling. Ooh, is this virtually staged? Hold on. Ah, yes, it's virtually staged, yes. Camera 1. Camera 2, camera 1, camera 2. Yeah, virtual staging. Not the same as regular staging. Look at this, the floorboards are warped too. So what it is, it's an old unit, but it's also 681 square feet. And if you wanted more square footage, right, pretty ugly kitchen, you know what, stove still cooks food, water still fills a glass. We don't all have to have brand new everything. So if you were looking for more than your typical 550 square foot condo, this is going to be it. Okay, so with the virtual staging, you know, it's better than no staging, I suppose. And then the chicken wire. Oh, the chicken wire. This building has had issues with birds. I've seen the chicken wire a lot. Kind of puts a damper on the living situation, but so do birds giving birth on your balcony. Okay, so there you go. So that is the layout, 681 square feet. Pretty big living, massive bedroom. And it does have this little window considering, you know, most bedroom sizes. Does have the closed kitchen, keep in mind, and then it's got the little dining nook. So incredible value, right? Smack dab downtown. Maintenance fees are high. They're over $1 a square. Now keep in mind this has no parking and no locker. We're 681 square feet and we're 691. 691. Now does include everything, but it is over $1 a square. So probably not the one I would pick, but again, where are we seeing that kind of price per square foot? Now here is one that I would pick. This thing is fantastic. So 311 Richmond, unit 304, 490,000. It's a 1 bed, 1 bath, has no parking, does have a locker, and over 600 square feet. This pissed me off. Square footage source, NA. Like, seriously. Now, let's do this. Let's look back. Okay? The 04. The last 04 sold at the end of October for $490 without parking. Previous to that, 704 sold for $556 in July. It's the same darn unit. $556. And then, again, you know, this one had parking and it was $600, but you take 40 off and that's $666, right? So you can kind of see where prices have gone, right? $490, $556. This one was at $600, which is, as I said, you know, oh my God, losing my mind, $560. Actually, in this building, it's worth less, it's probably worth 30 grand. So you go back here and we're at $490, right? Now it is sold conditionally, so someone else saw the deal that I'm seeing, but over 600 square feet, and this thing shines. Like, this is really nice. Now, I know the finishes aren't great, but if you compare this to, say, the one we just looked at St. Patrick, this is just nicer and newer. These don't need to be redone immediately, but it just shows better, right? It's got a laminate floor instead of a parquet floor. Everything's clean. It's a really, really great layout. I've sold, I wouldn't say a lot, but between 311 Richmond and then 330 Adelaide, brother-sister buildings, I've probably sold 10 units in here. I absolutely love this spot, and it sucks because I've got this one client right now. I would have brought them here in a heartbeat for $490,000. It's phenomenal value. Look at this, right? The only thing that's missing is a dining table. I would have staged it with that, but you see a lot of stagers now are staging home office instead because of the work from home movement. So again, we've got a lot of big pieces here, and if this was staged by my stager, or if this was done by what I think people should do, again, you wouldn't have these big bulky pieces, right? We use smaller furniture to make the space look larger. Camera, okay, didn't clean this, but again, you see some basic finishes here. $490,000. Wow, unbelievable value, guys. This is really sharp, really, really sharp. So I think MLS is slowing down here. Okay, so you can see there we're facing what? Across the street? That's that weird rental building that's on the northwest corner of Adelaide, no, Richmond, and Sherbourne. I'm a visual thinker in case that wasn't obvious. Yeah, so that's Richmond Street, very busy street. You're at the front of the building, right? It's the doors down here. I don't know if you see what I was doing with my mouse there. Okay, never been there. Never been there. Lived in the area for 15 years. Never had occasion to go there. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. The weird little building. Okay. Then you've got 320 Richmond there. And then over here you've got 313, 323, which I think is making an appearance here. And there's a shot of the door. Okay. So super, super value building, guys. I really, really like this one. And I think especially when you're looking at the 490,000 and you see that these things were previously selling for what, 560, 565 up in there, that's your 10% discount, right? I mean, it's like free money. Again, if you're like me and you think that the market's going to go back up. So again, you look here, it says over 600 square feet. This, I believe, is a 605 model. So 490 divided by 605 is $810 a square foot. That's fantastic. Okay, so let's move on here. So this one, not huge. I'll tell you that right off the bat. But where is it? It's at 169 John. So where's 169 John? It's a building. One of my worst experiences ever was in this building with this crazy client. I've probably told this story. Worked with her for like a month to get her condo ready for sale. And then the day before we were going to list, she let some guy into the building that just bilked her. Was like, I'll buy it right now. I was like, but we're in the hottest condo market. This was in like 2017. Like in March of 2017, the peak, the highest ever. And we were like listing, I don't even remember, like list at $699 trying to get like 900. The guy was like, I'll give you $699. She called me and she was like, I want to sell. Anyways, awful experience. She ended up selling it. It was awful. And then the buyer took us to small claims court. I literally said to it was like, killing someone and then returning to the scene of the crime to, like it was just awful. And we were in mediation. We went to mediation and I sat there and said nothing. And the justice of the peace, because he's not a judge, kept asking me questions, and I sat there like this. And she was like, do you speak? Do you speak? And I was like, I'm sorry, my dad's a criminal lawyer. It's not that I don't respect the law. I just sat there like this. I was like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever experienced. So then I told my lawyer, I was like, I won't whisper, but I told my lawyer, I said, tell them that we're going to countersue for our costs. And then when they asked, how many witnesses are you going to bring? I said 19. She did some quick math. She's like, well, 19 witnesses, it's going to be 6 days. It seems like the cost of the trial is going to exceed the amount the guy was suing for, like 10 grand. Anyways, it was thrown out. I'm such a you-know-what, but I don't know. My dad was a lawyer growing up, like I learned. Okay, right, 169 John. So, amazing location. CTV is right here. I know because I regularly go there, or I used to before COVID. They just emailed me. They said, can you be on the show December 31st at 7 a.m.? And I thought, well, I'm definitely not selling any real estate on December 31st, so I will be doing that. But CTV is right here. That's my freedom of reference. Your steps to Queen Street, and it is a very cool soft loft building made to look like a hard loft. Now, not huge as I mentioned, but see this right here? Do you ever think you get a loft in here, one bedroom, for $495,000? And again, I assume all these prices are negotiable, right? Decent finishes, junior one bed, let's be honest. But I assume all these prices are negotiable because we're in a slow condo market. So maybe this is 475, maybe it's 480. But look at it. It's got a 10-foot ceiling, exposed concrete, right? Ductwork. This is a very cool loft. I never in a million years would have thought, gas range, that we're getting this for $475,000 or whatever it is we think we're going to get it for. Okay? Not huge, as I mentioned. And you can say, well, it's a junior one bed, not a real one bed, and the dining table's a bit staging-esque, but I don't know. You got trees, red brick building across the street. This is not in some crappy condo high-rise. It is not huge, right? Couch, chair. But I also don't think that this is going to sell near list. I think that this thing is going to take a bath. Bring the soap. So I think that this is available, or again, it depends on how long it sits. But I think, oh my God, how are there 30 photos of this? How do you take 30 photos of a unit this size? All right, I'm getting bored. Okay, got it. Right. Oh my God. Okay, we're done. So again, yeah, over 500 square feet, and it's probably 505 to 515. But how do you get this location? And look, 495, it's been on the market 40 days, right? This is a 470 unit. This is a 460 unit. This is a 450 unit. Maybe not, but that's what I'm talking about. When in the world did you think that you would get a hard loft, soft loft, at Queen and John for this kind of price? I cannot believe it. So, what was the last unit to sell? 703. This sold a couple weeks ago, right? 1021, 514, 800. Now, how much bigger was this? I mean, look, marginally, right? Marginally. So, take a look at this floor plan. It says approx 500 square feet, right? Same junior bed. I actually think this is the same unit. Is it possible this is the same unit? No, come on. Same model, I mean. Sorry, in case that's not obvious. Oh my gosh, it's the same model. No, it's got to be slightly different. Table? Let's see. Oh my gosh. Okay, you know what? This is great. It proves my point. It shows that I didn't really do my research on this. But I believe that this is the same model. So $390.24. And then let's look back here. Fees are $390. Okay, so it's basically the same model. So they're listed at $495. They're on market at 40 days. They sold for $514, 800. So you can buy this thing, and that's probably why they're not moving it. If you got this for $470,000, you're literally up 40 grand in a month. Welcome to the condo market. All right. Last but not least, guys, I'm going to show you 323 Richmond Unit 713. So this has always been one of my favorite buildings. Now, where is it? Well, I believe I already showed you because I was showing you 311 Richmond, which is right here. Let's zoom in just for fun to say we did. Okay, so 311 Richmond is this one here. And I said, there's that weird rental building across the street. I pointed to that bar that I've never been to. And then I said, oh, there's 320 Richmond over here. And here's 313, 323. Now that actually is the shape of it. There's a rooftop terrace that runs all the way around. It is a value building. It has always been a value building. There's a Tim Hortons here, which I used to go to get coffee. It is an interesting place. That is where you get a lot of riffraff. Are you allowed to say that anymore? So many things we're not allowed to say. Is it true Anne Hathaway had to issue an apology because she played a witch in a movie and the witch had like 3 fingers on her hand and like all kinds of people with limb disabilities spoke up and were like, it's the most awful thing. And Anne Hathaway, of course, apologized. And this is why people vote for Donald Trump. There's my political statement. I hate Donald Trump. I despise Donald Trump. I never vote for Donald Trump. But this is why half the country voted for Donald Trump, because they don't want Anne Hathaway to apologize for making a movie. What the hell does that have to do with pick 5, David? Right, I was saying, can we... yes, okay. So I was saying that there's a rooftop terrace here, and then I go off on some random tangent for some reason. I do that a lot. Early onset dementia at 40. Anyways, so 323 Richmond, nicknamed Melrose Place. This unit is 540 square feet. It does not have parking. It does have a locker. Now, the fees in here used to be exceptional, right? They're still okay. $390 includes everything at a 540 square feet. You're saying, oh, that's pretty good. They used to be way, way lower. So $499 has been on the market 23 days. Again, what can we get this for? For $470? $470? Really? Yeah, maybe. $470,000 for a 540 square foot unit. That's what I was saying. The riffraff. Okay? That's how my mind works. But, right, it's a square plan. We feel like we've seen this a million times. Original cabinetry, but they put in a new countertop. Nice double undermount sink. So same model that we feel like we've seen 1,000 times if you ever watched Pick 5. You're going to have this little peninsula kitchen with the bar stools, right? You got your dining and your living, but for some reason they don't have furniture in here and it's dimly lit and the curtains are crappy and they didn't pay for staging, but what are you going to do, right? So great square plan, right? Huge space, nice living. It's got a decent view of what? I don't know. We have a bed with no sheets. Great, way to go. And we've got the obligatory shot of the toilet. And God, I want to finish this because these photos suck. Okay, there we go. So again, location-wise, it's great, except for the Tim Hortons where you get the riffraff, and then I go off on a tangent about Anne Hathaway. And it is walking distance if you want to look. Acting like you've never been to Toronto. You know, it's walking distance to Yonge. How far is it? So I used to live, okay, where are we here? King and Sherbourne, I lived here, right? Quick walk down to the market. I lived at right here, Jarvis and Adelaide. Again, walk through St. James Park. You got Birdsey Park down here. You've got the Esplanade. You've got all kinds of good stuff. This is a value building. If King gets an A, Adelaide gets a B, Richmond gets a C. That's what I used to say. I always used to say there's an invisible fence on Queen. And the riffraff, they don't like to cross it. And all that went out the window a few years ago. I literally was driving along Richmond the other day, and 3, what's the politically correct term? People that do drugs all day. They were like in the middle of the street. So, and it's the same. The one guy, I've known him for 15 years, not personally, but I recognize him. He's been down there for 15 years, right? Once I went in to get coffee, and one of my buddies, this is literally 14 years ago, he took all of my Loonies and Toonies back when there was no Green Pea app. You used to have to pay, so I'd keep like $40. He gave it all to that guy. And I came back in, and he was trying to teach me a lesson. Like, I don't know if I said something that was rude. And he gave all my money to that guy. And then that guy took the money, peed on the pole right next to the car. True story, on my life. And then went away. I'm assuming with the money. Anyway, so point is, I was driving along Richmond, and it was like something out of The Walking Dead. They were just in the middle of the street. And I feel like that's how bad, or good, if, you know, you're politically, this area has gotten. So I used to say that there was that invisible fence on Queen Street. And I used to have no problem putting like, oh, you're a young single girl? Great, 320 Richmond Street, no problem. And I could always make that claim. It is so safe. I'm here all the time. I will say in the last 3 or 4 years, man, I used to suggest that maybe you had like the one guy begging for change, totally harmless. Give him some money, no problem. There's a lot of riffraff now. And that experience the other day driving through Richmond Street with all those people walking the street, it was something. So maybe this thing gets a downtick now. I'm not sure. But don't you feel like kind of like a lot of downtown has gotten a bit rougher? Wow, positive note. Snae's going to be questioning a lot of the things I said today on Pick 5. But, you know, if you watch this, you probably agree with a lot of things I say. Or you watch it because you hate me and things like that. Things like that are just adding fuel to the fire. I don't think I said anything that's not true. Anyways, that is it for this week, if you can believe it. I almost can't. So thank you for watching. I know I've been looking at houses a lot lately. I've had a few people say, like, you need to go back to condos. And yeah, thanks for watching a video on cheap condos. I know not everyone's looking into that, but I've got to keep it fresh, right? I've got to keep things a little bit different. Probably go back to houses next week, and I will, in case you're wondering, continue this right up until Christmas because it's fun, and I love Pick 5. I really do. And the market is wild right now, but the condo market, not getting a lot of love, not getting a lot of interest. I have 3 people that are looking at condos, and I ordinarily have 10 to 12 at any given time. Okay, guys, I'm going to end it there. Happy birthday to my daughter. Love you more than anything. Her birthday's on Friday. She can't wait. And I'll see you next week, folks. Have a great weekend. Bye for now.